Currently, we use social media for corporate communications, for community affairs or activities, recruiting, so HR certainly, and there's a small portion of marketing, not doing product sales at all on social media today.
So for us, we sort of function in two different ways in social media. On the one hand, we have sort of our institutional company level accounts or presences on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and we use them in sort of different ways. We have specific audiences that we're trying to engage with. So on Twitter, we actually do a lot in terms of engaging with the press. We'll follow various journalists or media outlets, we'll retweet them if they've mentioned us in their coverage. We also follow law schools, law students, community partners, pro bono partners, things like that. Facebook, we've launched recently, and that's more of a community service, recruiting, sort of the warm and fuzzy law firm side of things.
The rush of information in the day-to-day is still kind of always different, but reaching out to the networks, finding out what news and information our different business units are putting out, and figuring out who would find that most relevant, thinking about the bottom line.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, a lot of what we share on social media, except for Facebook, which is a slightly different purpose, is just things that we're already doing. So we have a lot of thought leadership pieces, and we'll put those out there. And it's really getting people to understand that it's part of how we communicate now. We just use it to communicate. It's a communications tool, and that's exactly what social media is. When you have a billion people or hundreds of millions of people that are using these tools, it's important to get your messages out there because there is an audience, for whatever your business is within each of those spaces. At the same time, for us, and again, it's a little bit different because our product is our lawyers. So it's more about building relationships. So even with Twitter, where we're generating that coverage, but we're trying to build better relationships with those journalists. On LinkedIn, we're targeting specific types of clients, specific industries, and working one-on-one with the leadership or with various partners throughout the firm to maximize their business development. So for us, it's sort of a combination of the two, but it really is on either side of it. The business development strategies that they have it's a continuation of those same strategies. You don't just change your whole plan or your whole business just because now you're online. So that's been part of the real education for us is getting them.
You use it to really just talk a lot about ourselves and to showcase the news and the insights that our other businesses are putting out each day. We've had an interesting time since May 1st. We actually changed the name of our company to McGraw-Hill Financial, and had to tell this story about this company that was actually 125 years old this year, but also brand new. So we really took to social media for that. So it wasn't really around any one particular event, but we had a lot of things to just put out and talk on in that sphere. And it worked. It's working well. I mean, we're still doing it. And it's a good way for us to talk about ourselves, just there wouldn't be one story that a newspaper would write.
Okay.
It's just kind of more content.
But we're starting to now also, use LinkedIn as more of a content thought leadership space. I think probably a lot of people are doing that as well. You concentrate on your own content, on your own messages, etc. But events, like event-based activities, appearances, things of that nature are very, that's low-hanging fruit, but expanding that into the social space, like with Twitter chats or Hangouts or something like that, is a really great way to engage with the right audience.
We are, as you mentioned, we have a lot of different businesses in the family of McGraw-Hill Financial. We have 6 different businesses. I will list them all for you. Standard & Poor's, S&P Capital IQ, S&P Dow Jones Indices, Platts, J.D. Power, and McGraw-Hill Construction. And so each is operated by its own individual social media team. They're all very different businesses, with the goal of they're all producing information, different pieces of intelligence, benchmarks, analytics. So, we all operate very independently, but we do work together. So there's a lot of cross-pollination.
And because our services are actually our people, we spend a lot of time, or I spend a lot of time working one-on-one with some of our partners on maximizing their social media presence, particularly on LinkedIn. So figuring out specific social business strategies, helping them to use the tool, and helping them, build their networks online. Within a law firm our size, you have, or within any law firm, you have lower level lawyers or associates who understand the tools but don't have the networks or don't understand the risks involved. And then on the opposite end, you have more senior partners who are very aware of the risks but have all the networks and have all the opportunities, and so you sort of have to bridge the two together.
We're looking at asking employees to put hashtag EMP to identify themselves as an employee. And if you start searching for that on Twitter, you will see more and more companies doing that. So we have a group we call Social Media Champions, and these are self-selected people who are just really passionate about the company, and we kind of organize them around the launch of the new brand. And we ask them now, just here's a tweet, we just put out this this great report, but if you want to do it, make sure not to just retweet the corporate account, to copy and paste this and put hashtag EMP.
We're finding that people are happy to share it and happy to really feel like they're part of something. So it's really become, even though we're going outside, it's not on our internet, we're going to a 1 billion plus social media network, but we're finding that internal engagement, which has been a nice surprise.